never eating the fruits. This is what's happening. A man who knows knowledge of the religion, it doesn't do anything about it, he is a priest. He is a mullah. He is the guy, whether you call him, give him a name or not, whether he's a Baha'i or Muslim, he is the fellow who thinks by the virtue of spending time and curiosity to learn about the subject of the spirituality and the Baha'i faith and other religion, he is better than others, he thinks. He likes to see himself superior than others. He has the tone of advice, to people. I hope I'm not one of them. So watch out for your own sake. Before you harm others, you harm yourself. It's just like a donkey. There's a lot of weight in one side and nothing in this side. It's lopsided. This individual is a lopsided individual. You have to act upon what you know. It was very difficult for me to call myself elder. The two difficult words, it was very difficult for me in my life, believe it or not. One, to say I am a Baha'i in Iran. One, when I became an elder. It was so difficult in Iran. How can I tell you? The word Baha'i, my father would say that, son, say you're a bastard. I will publish it in a newspaper. Don't call yourself a Baha'i. Why do you say that? People are attacking us. People are scorning me. They think that I raised you by the bad money, bad food. I did not raise you properly, he says. Please don't call yourself a Baha'i. So we had difficulty with this, to call ourselves Baha'i. Or just, would rather say that, no, we're investigating and trying to understand this and that. But I remember Mustafa one day said, the guy who broke away from me, he said one day, I remember, he may not remember, he said, I'm not going to say no more Ya Ali or Ya Muhammad. I'm going to say Ya Baha. Persians have an attitude when they want to do something, they ask, oh God, help us. They say, oh Ali, means, oh Ali, help us. Oh Muhammad, help us. He said, I'm going to say, oh Baha now. He was insisting on it. See, I said, you're right. We're going to have to do this because the truth is the truth. We'll have to bring it up. And of course, as they said, it became so nice, the word, that we felt, my God, now there's finally a distinguishing between me and these people that they are so cruel and just so difficult to be, cataloged with the same people. I always said it's not fair. Even then I knew I'm a Canadian. I'm just parachuted in the wrong country. So the next time, of course, when I understood that I have to say I'm an elder because it's just against all the intelligence that any salesman like me knows. You never mark yourself who you are. You just go on and spread who you are and this and that. Once the time passes and you become a big guy in the community, then you say, okay, you have a mission. Everyone probably listens to you. But I thought, this is politics. I can't do this. So directly I said to Universal Laws of Justice, I am an elder because Abdullah said so. And by the way, I have acquired knowledge in a matter of 2 days, something that I didn't know 20 years. He told me so. Just my mind, boom, grasped it right away. I understood this story of the Baha'i faith, what happens. It was very difficult, my book was about to be printed. I had 2 kids. I had a wife. We had a big house. Everything was going well. But Abdullah asked me, you have to do something about it. I said, well, the first thing is that I have to say, since this is not politics, and Universal Laws of Justice is infallible, so I have to let them know their decision is whatever it is. And then, of course, I found out the truth about the infallibility of the Universal Laws of Justice. In order to be infallible, it requires to function, and in order to function, it has to have universal laws of guardianship side by side. Even then, they do not get inspired by God directly. The inspiration comes through the guardians. Those who work their butts off in their life, in the planet, and just like anybody else, God is very fair. It chooses them to come up and grasp and discover things. Like Einstein in the area of physics, or Rembrandt in the area of painting, Beethoven in the music. So was these guardians in the matter pertaining to the religion. They discover things, They discover, they inspire, And they bring those things to the Baha'i authorities, both House of Guardianship and House of Justice. So far in the conventional act, I talked about this sense of shame and God-fearing. I did speak about detachment. Today I told you about the seeking the truth. If you're not a truth seeker, and you don't want to go to find out what is the meaning of you and the life and where you go and why things are not there, why are you suffering, why others are suffering, what is the secret to happiness? If you do not want to know, to find the truth, it's like a person who has bought a big, huge computer like mine sometimes, but I don't know even how to function it. Why would you then buy it? Your body and your soul is this. You have to learn how to operate yourself. This is why you need the manual of God, which is Baha'i faith. Only these things, though, they're not the goal. Remember, in the Baha'i faith, the administration is not the goal. Relative to the administration, Baha'i faith is the goal. But even the Baha'i faith is not the goal. Not at all. The goal is the consequence of being a Baha'i, which you become a spiritual. And I've discussed this before, I'm not going to it right now. There is no other way. The person who says that I'm not going to use baha'u'llah and the Baha'i faith is like the guy who wants to go whatever from here to Vancouver on the feet, or however on a donkey, and does not want to use the Trans-Canada Highway on the car to get there, or with an airplane, if you like it. It's impossible. If a man has to go and find one person on the planet, he has to know where that person lives, all the detail in order to get him. This is what the Baha'i faith is. If you don't know those information, how are you going to find that man? Impossible. It's like a needle in the haystack. You go and search, you can. I'm not going to say it's impossible, no. But how better it is if you have a magnet tools bar and just go in the hay, the needle attached to it. That's what Baha'i faith is. Is that manual, is that power. You're going to say, I don't need it. It's like you want to learn physics, but you say, hey, listen, I'm going to start from the beginning. I have nothing to do with Max Planck. I don't want to know anything about Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. I don't want to know Chandrasekhar. I don't want to know what Abdul Salam says. I don't want to know anything about these guys. Nothing. I'm just going to go from the very beginning and start all over. Go ahead. That's what it means. Okay? All right, believe it or not, time is 2:13 right now, on the 4th of May. For some reason, I'm up. So I thought to share some of my opinion and ideas. May God be with you. Allahu Akbar.